think you're going to see tokenized equities, at least experiments with them in the next, 1 to 2 months. I'm just throwing out a range. I don't know for certain, but it's going to happen. And tokenization itself, I keep saying this is got to go real slow and then all of a sudden real fast. And I think, quite frankly, it might end up driving a lot of crypto adoption. People will be more comfortable owning Apple stock in a tokenized form, maybe, than owning a crypto. But once you start learning to go from an account to a wallet, the big migration in the next 5 years are going to be from accounts to wallets, right? This stablecoin bill is going to allow lots of new issuers of stablecoins, and all of a sudden, people are going to, in this device here, going to have their money market fund and maybe some of their stock and maybe some of their Bitcoin in a self-custodied wallet, as opposed to having to call their bank or their brokerage.
But you know what's cool, Mike? I've spent some time on our ETF program last year. Scarlett now co-anchors that. She kicked me off the set, and for a long time we talked about the ETF of crypto assets. Will crypto now will tokenization replace ETFs? I mean, is Eric Balchunas going to cover tokens instead of ETFs?
You will have a tokenized show in a few years. I don't think you'll replace. Listen, the U.S. capital markets are gigantic, but crypto is going to take a piece of it, and tokenization is going to grow much faster than people think. One of the advantages of having a tokenized stock is much broader distribution. I can envision a day where the young kid in Tanzania who's got a $2.37 savings has put it into a tiny piece of Apple stock, right? Like the democratization of being able to participate in markets is going to go limit up.
Yeah.
Because almost everyone on the planet has one of these.
We have significant bipartisan support for this. I think 15 Democrats voted for the bill to pass this key procedural threshold of cloture, which means there'll be no filibuster against the bill. We have every expectation now that it's going to pass. And I think the reason it's going to pass is because stablecoins offer a new, more efficient, cheaper, smoother payment system, new payment rails for the U.S. economy. It also extends the dominance of the dollar online, and it also creates billions of dollars or trillions of dollars of demand for our treasuries. So I think for all these reasons, the stablecoin bill is going to pass, and it's going to pass with significant bipartisan support.
How long do you think before stablecoin would start to really have that dollar support effect you're talking about?
I mean, I think it'll be immediate. So we already have over $200 billion in stablecoins. It's just unregulated. And I think that if we provide the legal clarity and legal framework for this, I think we could create trillions of dollars of demand for our treasuries practically overnight, very quickly.
What do you say to the criticism that there's some moral ambiguity around the dealings with the likes of Saudi Arabia, given some of the headlines we've had about that regime's actions over the last few years?
Well, I don't buy it. I mean, here's the thing. These countries are extremely resource rich. They're energy rich, and they have the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. If we don't partner with them, they're going to be forced into China's arms, and they want to partner with us. They want to build. They're on the American tech stack. They don't want to be building on the Chinese tech stack. So I think it's in our interest to partner with these countries and to have them be the piggy bank for our AI efforts, not China's.
I think, honestly, it's still a very, very exciting moment for us as an industry. But compared to the previous time where we hit past, $100,000, it was a lot less euphoria and a lot more about maturity. Because right now there's fundamentals to follow. People aren't as ecstatic about it, mainly because people understand that the fundamental paradigm shift that's going on within the Bitcoin world and the overall crypto world. They think that generally it's more than well deserved to reclaim the ATH spot.
You have to be able to see at night. You have to be able to have this vision that's better than humans, right? Like what we're doing is we're replacing humans. We're not asking you to sit behind the wheel and take over the vehicle at a really vulnerable moment.
Right.
Instead, we're inviting you to sit in the back seat, relax and unwind, and get safely to your destination. That's a very different value proposition, but it's one that requires belts and suspenders, and that's the approach that we've taken.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher.
And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Mike Novogratz says that tokenized equities are coming within months. But guys, remember, we can go all the way back to 2018 when tokenized equities were being tested. And we know the bank man also tokenized equities. And we have David Sachs, the crypto czar, says stablecoins offer new payment rails and will create trillions for the treasury. And we know that's a fact. Only thing they have to do is push a button and they can mint these stable coins, but it's going to put even more pressure on the dollar, helping Trump devalue the dollar, but then also bring down this debt. Remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And we have David Sachs playing the Hegelian dialectic. Says it was important for Trump to go over to the Middle East to sign agreements. Well, remember, guys, the Middle East signed agreements with the BRICS back in 2023. And don't forget, the fourth industrial revolution is a global plan. None of these countries are working against each other. They're working together. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Bitcoin slowly making moves, whether up or down, while the masses could care less. But we also see real building, not just in Bitcoin, but the whole digital space, while the sheep sleep and the NWO builds. And we have Waymo's co-CEO says we are replacing humans. They want these driverless cars to drive you while you sit back and relax. And guess what? We've seen that in the movies a long time ago. Remember? Your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. And we have OpenAI and others are about to change how we look at the cell phones. And I've told you time and time again, the cell phone is definitely going to change. But now we're finally here. You're going to have AI agents who will control your digital twin. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have the bond market is letting us know no one wants this long-term paper. And no matter what the media tells you, we have never had this amount of debt with less countries wanting to buy. And that's the reason why these stable coins are so important. And you know, the crypto teacher wrote about it a long time ago. If it wasn't for crypto, the whole global economy would crash. But this was a plan, and it moves in phases. It was put in perfectly in 2008 while they were crashing the system. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And speaking of 2008, now we have the housing market breaking records with the number of houses that are sitting on the market. And with prices keep going up and job losses keep going up, the housing market is definitely going to crash. They don't want you to own anything, but they want you to be happy. And then on top of it, the same corporation that you work for is going to own your house. So they'll be able to take those funds right out of your universal basic income. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have the drums are beating. And we know these drums have always been used to move an agenda by the banks. And what's the agenda now? The fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
And the bigger picture is something dramatic is going on in terms of how the people who are closest to AI and how they're building this technology, those people have a broader vision in terms of how AI is going to be used in our lives. And if you believe they're competent, we can read today's development as a sign that AI is going to be more impactful than maybe what we thought 6 months ago. Second is that Apple and Google over the past 15 years have largely been unchallenged. And when you turn the page to AI, this now sets up a new situation where they are going to be challenged. And I think that today was a wake-up call for Apple and to a lesser extent Google. Teased today, and with Sam and Johnny did a video, they teased this. So we're still going to have many devices, and there's going to be a new device that they're going to start with. It's likely going to be some form of a wearable that will listen to what's going on and will see what's going around us. You'll be able to interact with your voice and some form of a gesture to it. It's going to be out next year. But to answer your question, is that they will insert this into all the devices that we live. Just like how our content consumption started out small and grew over time, devices will just be everywhere, and there's that opportunity that I think Johnny's going after.
Everybody was looking at the close today with the 30-year Japanese government bond. It closed at 313. They first had an issuance of this bond in September of 1999, which that chart goes back to. You see what it looks like? Of course, we have blown through all the yields. We're higher than ever before. Now, let's keep that date, SEP of 1999, and look at the dollar yen based on the interest rate differential for foreign exchange. And notice, we're at 143 and change. Notice how 140's been a bottom for years. And notice how historically it's a very lofty level for the dollar still. And that's important to keep in mind. Take a macro view when everybody's hair is on fire.
Big red flag for the housing market. It's not just interest rates rising today. You can see that's putting pressure across the builders. But the number of homes for sale in this country is also really surging. Diana Olick is here with some exclusive new numbers. Hi, Diana.
Hey, Kelly, and you and I have been talking a lot about this already, the steady rise of homes for sale. But we asked Redfin for the very latest national read and to drill down on some major markets. Some of the numbers are really stunning. Now, nationally, inventory is up 18% from a year ago and has hit the highest level since the start of 2020, pre-pandemic.
New U.S. intelligence suggests Israel is preparing for a potential strike on Iranian nuclear facilities. Let's get to Bloomberg senior energy reporter Stephen Stapczynski with more from Singapore. Stephen, what more do we know? And if this were to go ahead, how do you see it playing out in the oil market, given the potentially wider impact on those US-Iran nuclear talks?
Right. I mean, all we know at this moment is a CNN report is saying that there is U.S. intelligence that suggests that Israel is preparing to hit the nuclear sites in Iran. This has been something that they weighed in the past, and potentially they didn't go through with it because of the line that then President Biden was holding. It's a new world under Trump. It's a new situation.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe
This technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming, while everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks, and while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team Save the Village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team Save New York. COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.